The Book of Saladin. It was a quiet night in Misr, a city heavy with secrets, and a sky swollen with the weight of coming war. In the heart of that city, behind stone walls and wooden doors, three men sat by the fire. One, a Jewish scribe, named Ibn Yaqub. The second, a renowned physician and scholar, Ibn Maymun. And the third, the mighty Sultan himself, Salahuddin Ayyubi. But why would the Sultan of Egypt sit quietly in the house of a Jewish man? Because the storm was coming. And before history could be written in blood and fire, Salahuddin wanted it to be written in truth. The mission was clear: to take back Al-Quds from the Franj, a city that had wept under Crusader rule for nearly a century. And in that silent room, as tea cooled, and words turned to war, Salahuddin asked for one thing: a scribe who can write my story, not with flattery, but with fire. And thus began a journey of memories, of strategy, of betrayal, and sacrifice that would echo through centuries. But before swords could clash and banners could rise, we must go back to a childhood in Baalbek, to two brothers in two rival armies, and to the oath that would change the fate of Al-Quds forever. Salahuddin was not born a conqueror. He was born a quiet boy in the citadel of Baalbek, where his father, Ayyub, served as commander of the Atabeg's army, and his uncle Shirkuh, a fierce general under Sultan Nuruddin of Damascus. But fate had a strange plan. Two brothers, commanding opposite armies, faced each other across the battlefield. The world expected blood. Instead, came a compromise. No swords were drawn, no Muslim blood was shed. Nuruddin became the ruler of all Syria. Ayyub moved his family to Damascus. In Damascus, the young Salahuddin was hidden from enemies. His family, Kurds in a foreign city, faced silent threats. He and his brothers wore old clothes, wandered in disguise. But inside him, something powerful was taking shape. Not just courage, a cause. Nuruddin believed that Al-Quds could never be reclaimed, unless Egypt was ruled by a strong, loyal Muslim. Twice, he sent his general Shirkuh to take Egypt. Once they failed. The second time, they succeeded. But Shirkuh died shortly after. The untested young nephew, Salahuddin, was made Sultan of Egypt. He could have rushed, he could have attacked, but Salahuddin was patient. He knew the real war was not just with swords. It was with time, unity, and strategy. Nuruddin wanted immediate war. Salahuddin wanted to prepare. And before they could clash over the decision, Nuruddin died. Now, Salahuddin moved. First, he secured Damascus. Then, one by one, the surrounding principalities fell to him. He wasn't just building an army. He was building a wall against betrayal. Only when the lands were united under his banner, did he turn his eyes toward Al-Quds. At Ashtrait, his army stopped. For a whole month, Salahuddin trained his troops. More joined him: Arabs, Turks, Berbers, and Kurds. The Kurds had once doubted him, thinking he was no Shirkuh. Now, they marched behind him, because he was more. But he didn't strike Al-Quds directly. First, he cut off the coastal cities, blocking the supply of new crusaders. Only then, did he move to the heart, and besiege Jerusalem. He offered peace. The crusaders refused. Then they surrendered. No blood, no massacre. The gate of Jerusalem opened. Salahuddin entered. He walked into the great mosque of Al-Aqsa, fell to his knees, and prayed. Not for power, not for pride, but in gratitude. Alhamdulillah. The Christians feared a massacre. But Salahuddin said, "We're not like them. We do not kill the innocent." 90 years ago, when the Franj took this city, they had bathed it in blood. Salahuddin gave protection, freedom of worship, and dignity. Europe trembled. Kings united. Richard the Lionheart and others launched a massive counter-crusade. But Salahuddin stood firm. They fought. Years passed. They failed. Eventually, division among the Crusaders broke them. Richard left, for good. And now, even the enemies of Salahuddin sent delegates and gifts. He returned to Damascus, but his body had paid the price. The disease that had silently followed him, now struck with force. And then, the Lion of Islam, the liberator of Al-Quds, Salahuddin Ayyubi died. He had no palace, no treasure, his wealth was in his name, and in the freedom he gave to Jerusalem. Salahuddin Ayyubi was not just a sultan, he was a servant of history, a shadow that fell across centuries, and a light that still burns in the heart of Al-Quds. And it all began with a scribe, a story, and a silent night in Misr.